Welcome, guides and dryads, to another pain in my ass Terraria Infernum challenge. So, you know how Calamity adds hundreds of swords? So, in my head, I was like, you know what would be a good idea if I used 11 of them from one crafting tree? Yeah. We start out by creating our beautiful character Ark of the Seal. Then we make our world Sword Suffering and make it Medium Expert Corruption. Then we open the mandatory starter bag and start committing deforestation. Then we make a workbench to make our first component of the Ark of the Cosmos. So we're gonna make our first component of the Ark of the Cosmos. Then we begin to get harassed by every single mob in the game. We head into the caves for some early game spelunking. And then I remember, oh yeah, I haven't ripped out any hair yet, so I should probably turn it to Infernum. Then we come across a mushroom biome that contains our first life crystal. Then we build our 44 square foot NPC houses that we will charge $2,000 bi-weekly for them to stay in. Then we find the rest of our gold and head up to make it into gold bars. Then we head down to the corruption to turn that gold into platinum so we can make some marginally better platinum armor. Then we make an instavator and throw that down and slam our small bodies inside. Then we make a lucky horseshoe because Calamity can do that. Then we find one of Draydon's Cuck laboratories. Then we find some power cell factories to start making some power cells to slap Draydon eventually. Then we smash a corruption orb to hopefully get a goblin army soon and get relentlessly pursued by eaters.
Leave me alone! Holy!
Then we make our first part of the magic storage to get organized. Then we head up into the sky to find some of that nice juicy sky loot. Star Fury. Yes! Now, the Star Fury is exactly what we're looking for, because this is the only weapon, besides the enchanted sword, that I can use before defeating the perforators. Yes. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. Stuck feather in his hat and called it macar. Yes! After seeing we were being invaded by tiny green anuses, we decide to get some lava to watch them burn and roast to death. After defeating the goblin army, we head down into the caves and find our lovable money-grabbing goblin. Then we buy the mandatory rocket boots and Tinker's Workshop. Then we do some reforging and accessory upgrading. Then we make some Hermes boots because, again, Calamity can do that. And then we make some Spectre boots. This photo was taken moments before disaster.
That's not what I meant to
do! Then we spend what feels like years searching for feral claws, which we never actually found. Along the way, we also found a rover drive, which I don't feel like finding the real clip. So we very legitly get them. Oops, my finger really slipped on that one. Then we make some lightning boots with one of the 9 anklet of the winds we found. Then we try to make an arena in the desert while getting relentlessly pursued by Syndrians, the most annoying mob that has ever been coded ever. Then we find the golfer and get enough mandibles to make the sandstorm in a bottle. Then we make a sandstorm balloon and a yellow horseshoe balloon. Then we make the desert medallion and summon up the lengthy sandworm. on. First try. How many hits? Then we make an enchanted sword from some of the components from the Desert Scourge. Then we make a worm food and try the Eater of Worlds.
Oh man. Holy cow! The rain!
Let me summon up an eye with a mouth.
And this tumbleweed, leave me alone!
There we go. I didn't think I'd be able to do enough damage, but I did. Then we buy a whole bunch of potions from the brewer to hopefully beat the Eater of Worlds with our new Cthulhu Dash. We make some pumpkin pie too. Then we summon the corrupted earthworm one last time. Then we slam down to hell to go on an epic hellstone mowing session. Then we make some molten Satan rock bars. Then I make an armor set that burns my flesh when I put it on, but hey, it's good. Then we summon up an angry tumor. It's so nice to be able to get hit.
It's so nice!
Then we put a graveyard in our magic storage to get a bloody worm tooth out of our rotten brain, which is a fantastic early game melee accessory. Area like mowing session. Then we make some aerialite bars and make our first real weapon, the broken biome blade. I got a weapon! Let's go. Now, the broken biome blade has a bunch of different attunements based on what biome you right click in. This is the whip. In the end, I use these two as my primary attunements. Then I go on a Harpy extinction mission to make some skyline wings. Then we summon up an angry mushroom crab. From Crabylon we get a permanent rage upgrade, and that's about it. Then we summon up the Gelatinous King. Then we start work on a massive arena on the right side of our world. Then I make a giant underground jungle arena and an abomination. Let me summon up the Yharon Fetish Bee. This is gonna suck. What is the best Biome Blade attunement? I could not tell you, man. They're all not great. Then we whisper to the old man that we want to get boned, and then he fulfills that wish. Let me give the bone man one last try. That was a long fight. Let me summon up the Prince and Princess Gelatinous Slimes. From the slime gods, we get a permanent adrenaline upgrade and some blighted gel to help us make the next component. Oh, my eyes hurt. Then we make a terraria to make the fractured ark, another component. Then we buy a counter scarf from the clothier that moved in after Skeletron. Then we make a high effort hell arena and summon up our friendly neighborhood meat wall. Oh! Please! Oh my. Not even close. And I died. Now that we're in hard mode, there's no weapon upgrades we can get until we defeat all 3 mechanical bosses. Yep. Now that we're in hard mode, we find our shimmer and throw in our emblem to come back a warrior. Then we make some palladium armor, the best early hard mode set for Calamity. Then we make a power glove. Then we get rocked unfathomably hard by that cloud elemental. Then we force the wyverns into extinction and head down into our dungeon and find our wizard and mechanic. Then we make the coziest home possible, a small dirt hut with dirt walls. Then we make a bloody worm scarf, a fantastic hard mode accessory. 7 defense, 10% increased melee damage, and 10% increased damage reduction. That is very good. Then we make some fairy wings, which are very good in Calamity. Then we buy a Rod of Discord from the wizard in the hollow. Then we finish off the royal gelatinous family. Please just die. Yes. 48. 5-minute fight duration. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be awful. Now it's time for the most boring experience of my life. They left, man. Then we do some lucky reforging to hopefully get lucky enough. See what I did there? To win the fight. No, he's leaving! So, you know, in case you didn't see it, I'll slow it down for you. He's at 104 health right now. This blade going towards him. Hits him. 114 damage. Right? 114 is greater than 104, right? He should be dead. He leaves. Let me equip a magma stone to hopefully do a little more damage. No! Now after 4 9-minute fights, we get to this attempt. Really? Waste of adrenaline. Oh, okay, that was a terrible idea. Yes! Only 40. Whoa, 40 hits. This guy might be just as bad, to be honest. Yay. My retinas are burning. Let me pound this mechanical skull into the ground. Almost. Yeah. Come on. Nice. We know how to do. Oh, fantastic. I'm dead. Ugh. 7.5 minutes. These are taking years off my life. I'm gonna make a cryo key and a mithril anvil to make a orichalcum set of armor to hopefully do a little more damage than our puny biome blade. And we summon this non-standing still, non-friend having, non-dick having ice cube. This fight has been chopped up for your viewing enjoyment. Please enjoy. Yay! How long was that fight? 10.5 minutes of my life! Cryonic ore mowing session. Then we make our frosty, dataless set of armor and an ornate shield. Then we poke a giant metallic worm with a stick. Please! Yes, I finally did it! I beat all Infernum mechanical bosses! Never been done before! Now we finally get to upgrade our broken biome blade to a real biome blade. I have a weapon! And it does things! This one do. Let me make an Avenger emblem to make a mechanical glove. Up until Moonlord, my microphone was muted, so just enjoy this little boss rush montage. Let me summon up poor Supreme Witch Calamitous. Let me summon up the mail for the jungle. After defeating Plantera, we get all the health upgrades we can get at this stage of the game and throw a life fruit, and life crystal into the shipper. Then we break into the lizard temple and are blasted with the smell of rotting lizards and shame. Then we make it into Golem's den, which the smell only worsens from there. Then we summon up the giant mud brick golem. When we come up, we see that our sun is no longer visible and we are in fact in a solar eclipse. So we kill a Mothron to get a broken hero sword and Mothron wings. Then we make the Ark of the Ancients our next actual good weapon. Then we make some abyssal diving gear. Then we find some iron boots and go on a scoria mowing session. Then we go on an ectoplasm collecting shenanorama. Then we make some cores. Then we make some Molten Satan Abyss armor. Then we make a Core of Calamity. Then we make an Ankh Charm, Ankh Shield, and Asgard's Valor. Then we fight Astromdeus because he unlocks Astral Ore, which gives us access to the true Biome Blade. Then we mined some astral ore, but realized we can't craft it without an ancient manipulator, so we beat the piss out of the cultist. Then we make our astral bars, then we make our true biome blade. Then we summon up Golem, but if he was Bullet Bill. From Ravager, we get a Fleshy Geode, which gives us a bunch of different materials, and we also get a permanent Rage upgrade. Let me summon up everyone's favorite meat and pigfish. Now my microphone's back, so enjoy the live seal reactions. I always summon up the plague-infested queen bee. I should really just go for Moonlord, which is what I'm gonna do. Let me absolutely dominate every single pillar. Oh, nice spawned already. Let me reforge everything to warding so we don't die in 4 hits. Oh, dead, man. Let me reach our final moon squid attempt. Yay. The first thing we do is make a whole bunch of luminite and make the Ark of the Elements, which will have to carry us all the way until past the Devourer of Gods. Then we make some solar flare armor, which is the best armor set you can get at this point of the game. Then we clean up some of the hard mode bosses that we skipped. From Astrum Aureus, we get a permanent adrenaline upgrade. Oh crap. That was some good dodging from the kid. We make some solar wings, which give us a small melee increased melee damage. The chances of what just happened there are 0.26%. Then I make a profane shard and summon up the most pain in my ass boss ever to exist.
Oh! Please perish! Oh my goodness! Oh, 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 it is.
Then we summon up Dragon Folly. Dragon Folly gives us a permanent rage upgrades and some feathers that help us make some other things. Then we summon up Providence the Profane Goddess, which in my last playthrough gave me a ton of trouble. We somehow managed to lose that. I don't know what to say. After defeating Providence, Yule Bloom ore now spawns in my world, and I get an Elysian Aegis and a Rune of Cost, which I use to summon up the Sentinels of the Devourer.
I didn't even reforge this.
Yule Bloom mowing session! Then I make some Yule Bloom bar to make some Tarragon armor. And I summon up the Angry Space Worm. freaking annoying. Then I head down to the dungeon to summon Ceaseless Void.
I have a heal. Please!
Then we finally beat the basement dweller.
Bro, you had the infinite health glitch, man!
Then we summon up the almighty Sigma.
I'll tickle you to death.
There we go. Let's see how this goes. After brutally failing at the Devourer of Gods, we make a world-size arena for him. Let me summon up the big cosmic bastard.
What side? This side.
Oh, it was a mistake.
No, you bumhole. I don't know why I did what I did. This thing is so slow. Oh my goodness. What? Oh, oh my goodness. He doesn't usually do this attack twice. Shows I'm not great my damages. Can you fear death, buddy? Please fear death. He fears death now. Oh no. Hopefully I'm good at Infernum. Oh my goodness. And that's what I call a W. Not even close. Not even close.
From the Devourer of God, you get a ton of Cosmolite bars, which are a really useful endgame crafting resource. And the Solar Eclipse, Pumpkin Moon, and Frost Moon now drop special resources.
Okay. That's enough autism highlight.
Then we summon up the Solar Eclipse to get some of those Dark Sun fragments. Then we mine some Exodium and Luminite to make a Cosmic Anvil to make the Galaxia, the final component of the Biome Blade.
Well, that didn't go too well.
Then we accidentally summon Poltergeist again, but this time it goes a little better.
I don't deserve that.
From Poltergeist, we get the last upgrade to our Adrenaline and some Ruinous Souls. Then we summon up the Frost Moon for some of those endothermic energy.
Oh, 600,000!
Then we summon up the Pumpkin Moon to get those Nightmare Fuel. Then we make some Ascendant Spirit Essence to make some God Slayer Armor. Then we make some Blood Flare Armor to help us make Auric Armor in the future. Then we make a Phoenix Egg, then we make a Elemental Gauntlet, then we make an extra Fire Gauntlet, then we make an Asgardian Aegis, then we make a Badge of Bravery, and finally a Wonderful Sponge.
Will be slapping that on my oily body.
Then we do some mass reforging from everything we just crafted and got.
101% crit chance.
Then we fight the Fiery Shit Dragon. At first we use this attunement, which does not go very well. And then we try this spinning attunement, which I'll just show you how well it goes.
Holy. I
do so much damage to him when he goes through me. Yeah, now we're gonna be doing damage. Okay. Holy! Holy damage, man. Oh my. Holy damage! Oh, oh my! Holy damage! Holy FPS! After defeating Yharon, we get access to Auric Ore, and that's really about it for this playthrough.
100% crit chance, eh?
Auric mowing session! Then we make some Auric bar and finally make our final component, the ARK of the Cosmos. There it is. Then we make a spare Galaxia because it's still really good. Well, that was not very hard at all. Then we bully the giant clam to farm his mollusks and make an abyssal diving suit. Then we make the final health upgrade and go on a grind of the ages. It's not even worth it, really. Yep, we're doing this again.
You see me out in Cohort, say hi, but if you meet me at the clam, I'm a talkative guy. Maybe we'll talk over beers and remember the time. And we know even at my lowest, I'm a family guy. Yeah, a lot of white boys do impressions of me.
I still have Godslayer armor. Then I make some Auric armor after finally realizing my stupid mistake. Then I die to the last phase. Then I buy some Brimstone Flame Flasks and die to the last phase again. Then we finally get to this attempt.
I've built machines that'll do more damage than Plan Z, blurring the lines of reality. I'm not alone. This neon tide is an army that'll turn Bikini Bottom to a war zone. They won't even need a bucket helmet or their eyes to bow down for the rest of their lives. 'Cause now the neon tide is breaking like the waves tonight. What's real and what's fake will be left up to fate. No love, no truth, no lies, just neon tide. you'll be surprised. You're the demand, so I'll supply the neon shade. What's your final wish? You just convenient, don't find out, don't stop. Clap, 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 till you can't take it back. Your time is up. The neon tide is here to call.
Yeah! Eat it!
Now, from Draydon, we get some Exoprisms, which we can't use in this run, but we also get Draydon's Heart, which replaces our Adrenaline with a healing potion, pretty much. Just place this in the middle. Let me summon up Supreme Bitch Calamitous! Ah! After doing a few attempts, I realized this is not quite feasible for me. I get her down to like 350 health, but I just don't want to do it. So I beat the Death Mode Calamitous, and with the Ashes of Calamity that she drops, I make Demon Shade Armor to do a little bit extra damage with my ARK, and summon her up to try and beat her with Demon Shade Armor.
No!
After about an hour of suffering, we get to this attempt. I'm lightheaded. There it is. The end of our Ark of the Cosmos only playthrough. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, like, do all that stuff. I don't really care if you do or not. I put a lot of effort into this video and it would be appreciated. So if you want to keep getting uploads from me, you know, you should do some of that stuff. Anyways, see ya.